to case number 2008 CF 15606-0. As to the charge of first-degree murder, verdict as to count 1, we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty, so say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, on this 5th day of July, 2011, signed foreperson. As to the charge of aggravated child abuse, verdict as to count 2, we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
Occurrence for awkward entertainment. So we're going to be taking a look at Letecia Stauch arrest affidavit once again. We're going to be looking at her Google searches she conducted on or about maybe a little after January 27th, in between those times. And this has to relate to her self-representing herself, so she would be playing her own lawyer with an advisor on the side. Now, a motive. One of the motives prosecutions give is she hated her stepson because she hated her husband. Disliked he ignored her. She felt like a babysitter. Didn't feel appreciated as a wife. Now my thing is, if she felt that way so cold-heartedly or with intense passion and hate, now why would she search the things she did on Google? Like, why would she search those things? Like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't believe she searched how to cover up murder or how to make a missing person look like a missing person who's not actually a missing person. Things that have to do with what she's accused of. So she's accused of killing her 11-year-old stepson, Gannon Stauch. And her search history, the search history presented, it shows no signs, in my opinion, that she wanted to murder her stepson to get back at her no good husband. So let's get into this search. So let me zoom in some more. So it's 20-something items, maybe 30-something items. It starts 2 days before Gannon goes missing on the 27th. So one is very interesting. Find military singles. That was a Google search. How to find real military singles. So she was looking for another man. On that search, she wasn't looking to murder her son or cover up a murder. She was looking to get out a relationship that she did not like and be with another man that actually cared about her. That's what item number 1 says. Find real military singles. Let's continue. She must love military man. That's why it was military singles. So let's continue. Parenting. Number 2, parenting should be 4 people, not 1. Now, why parenting should be 4 people, I don't know. Because it's only her, Al, and then the real mom is across town or across the states. So that would tell me she just feels like she's the only one parenting. I mean, parenting should be 4. I don't know who the 4th person would be, but parenting should be 4. It's like saying, like, I'm the only one parenting here, whereas the other 3 people. So that will line up with something the detective said about her feeling not appreciated and just like a babysitter, and only like a babysitter. Number 3, I'm not going to go through all these, so let me skim over some ones I like in particular. Number 3, I'm doing all their work and the mom doesn't help. Let's continue. That doesn't say I want to hurt the stepson. Number 4, mom advice from stepmom. So she's looking for advice from a real mom that they would give to a stepmom. That sounds like she's a caring parent. Why would you be looking up mom advice for stepmom if you hated this person or didn't like this person or like that child, or if you were a bad parent? I mean, bad parents don't look up mom advice for stepmoms. Let's continue. Number 5. If you aren't involved in your kid's life, are you crappy? That's in reference to Al Stauch, I believe. Either Al or Landon, but I think this was in reference to Al. If you aren't involved in your kid's life, are you a crappy parent? So that involves how she feels about Al. That doesn't say, hey, I want to hurt my stepson. My husband's ex-wife does nothing for her kids. That might also... So number 5 might include Landon. If you aren't involved in your kid's life, are you a crappy parent? So that might... Number 5 and 6 kind of points to Landon. Because she says, my husband's ex-wife does nothing for his kids. So that might... She might have been talking about Landon on number 5 also. Or just Landon. Then again, that doesn't suggest she wanted to harm Gannon, Stauch, or any kid. Something about this is more sarcasm. This just seems like sarcasm to me. Her trying to be funny. I wonder if my husband's ex-wife is sending me a card since I raised her kids. That's just funny. This sounds like sarcasm. Something she looked up if she was bored. I wonder if my ex-husband's wife is sending me a Valentine's card since I raised her kids. I wonder if my ex-husband's wife is, I'm on number 9, is sending me a Valentine's card since I raised her kids. Okay. All right. That's her. Obviously, she doesn't think Landon is much of a mom for some reason. Even though Landon thinks the best of Letecia. If you heard that voicemail Landon had with Al Stauch, she gave Letecia Stauch high praise for spending a lot of time with the kids, more than Al has. She says that, Letecia spends more time with the kids, does more for the kids than Al. I think you all heard that voicemail between Landon Hoyt and Al Stauch. Number 10 and 11. One day some people will wish they treated you differently. That's the same as 11. Why should my husband choose me over family? Which I don't understand why she would search why should my husband choose me over family? Like, I don't know if what that implies to, because what date was that? What date was that, after or before? That was before Gannon went missing. That was on the 25th. Why would my husband choose me over family? I don't know what that's in reference to, because Landon was in South Carolina. So I guess, does he pay more attention to his kids? Does he pay more attention to Landon? Like, what does that mean? She feels a certain way Googling that, but hey. And they believe she Googled all these things. And not somebody else, or it's not a mistress, or maybe a friend or somebody else that visited that day. But could have been a friend who Googled some of this stuff, but let's continue. More than likely, it might have been Letecia, but let's continue. Number 13, find me a rich guy who wants me to take care of his kids. Google search. That implies she was thinking of leaving. She might have not actually left. If things would have went a different way, if Gannon never went missing and Al became a better husband, and things would have went a different way. So, not saying she would have actually left for a rich guy, but she was thinking about it. That implies she was not happy with the relationship. Number 14. But doesn't imply she wanted to murder Gannon Stauch and get revenge because Al was a crappy husband. Number 14. Find a guy who wants me to take care of his kids and get paid. Well, they went on a lot of trips. They had a nice house. Not like the bills weren't paid. She did choose on her own to get a job, even though she didn't keep the job that long. So again, maybe she wanted a different situation, but doesn't imply she wanted to harm Gannon. Basically, she was looking for a sugar daddy. Whether they had kids or not, she was looking for a sugar daddy. It's number 15. 15 is crappy. Some parents don't care for their kids or buy them presents that might be taking a shot at Landon. But we will see how Letecia plays that in court. If Landon speaks high of her, I mean, like, Landon would be like one of your best bets. She wouldn't be your villain. She would be your ally. She would be a good ally. Landon Hoyt, Gannon's mom, would be an ally. But according to these searchers, if Letecia Stauch did search these things, Landon Hoyt would be her not so ally, would be a villain to her, would be an enemy. This sounds like she may grill. This sounds like she may grill Landon Hoyt on the stand when she calls Landon Hoyt or cross-examines Landon Hoyt, and she might just grill her with some hard questions. This might put Al in a bad spot. Al Stauch in a bad spot. Maybe she tries to turn the tables and put the seed of guilt all on Al and Landon. Parents who put their kids before their nails. Parents who put their kids before their nails. Let's skim over this. My son burnt the carpet. How do I fix it? That makes me think he actually did burn the carpet. That Gannon actually did burn the carpet. Even though it doesn't say candle wax, but my son burnt the carpet. How do I fix it? That was on the 27th, 12:30 in the morning. Right, 12:30 in the morning. So that was 12 hours. 12 hours, 11 hours later, he went missing. Well, over 12 hours. But so that tells me, hey, she's actually telling the truth about that burnt carpet. But if she uses that as a defense that some guy named Edgar came and took Gannon, you got to show proof that someone else was in the house. You can show proof. I looked through the ADT records, the ADT motion detectors around the house. I looked through those records, and those records are all weird. And you can suggest there were 3 people in the house. Because detectives themselves, police themselves, can't even verify Gannon got out the car. So if you can verify there was a 3rd person in the house and took Gannon, and then the cameras just didn't catch it, just like the cameras didn't catch Gannon getting out the car, you can use that defense of a carpet repairman or some construction worker taking Gannon. That she gave this construction worker the access key to the garage. So she gave him the key code to open the garage and whatsoever. But then again, I don't think police have a construction worker going to the garage, putting in a code to open the door. I don't think they had that on video. Or maybe they do, and they just couldn't see that somebody came up to the house before Letecia came home and went into the garage. Just like they couldn't see Gannon get out the car. They probably didn't see a construction worker going to the garage. Let's continue. Let me skim over this. The next search is about humidifier for smoke effects. Smoke from fire effects where humidifier help. That points to there was a fire, there was a burning in the house. I mean, that right there just validates a fire actually happened. Whether it was by candle or by something else, there was an actual fire. And you can also see the video. There's a video clip, no faces, of Letecia talking to Gannon about the fire. asking him if he meant to set the carpet on fire. Gannon's crying, says no. That's actual evidence that they had that conversation. It's not made up. They actually had that conversation. And these searchers point to there was a fire. Now after Gannon went missing on the 27th, but on the 28th, or the 27th, there was a suede repair kit for sofa. I don't know if he burnt the sofa or was it the carpet. Then again, police say in the affidavit they found some extra carpet in the closet. So, then again. So on the 28th, she searched police stats for our missing child. Today's flight from Oklahoma City. I don't know why. Number 31. Today's flight, Oklahoma to Colorado, as that is. So she's searching for flight patterns, flight records on the 28th at 4 in the morning. This is after he went missing. So someone was coming from Oklahoma to Colorado. Okay, that would be a third suspect. Can Nintendo find my switch on the 28th? That would be her looking to see if she can locate Gannon. If he was kidnapped and they couldn't find a switch, the police couldn't. That's her on that morning trying to see if she can find Gannon. Car rental. No, CarNet Volkswagen. CarNet Volkswagen was her checking, I guess checking GPS again. She wanted to check some records with the car systems. And the last one is they are asking for our son's toothbrush, but nothing is wrong. They're asking for our son's toothbrush, but nothing is wrong. Would suggest that this will show a sign of innocence. Like why they asking for the toothbrush? I did nothing wrong. Her iPhones, her search history. Anything else on her search history I want to look at? Find me a new husband book that suggests she wanted to leave Al. She did not want to hurt the kids. I feel just like a nanny and a stepmom. Husband using me to babysit his kids. Any free money to move away from bad situations. So none of this points to her wanting to harm Gannon. This points to her wanting to leave Al Stauch. And she felt neglected in her relationship with her husband. So, like, if she wanted to find a new husband, that's what she searched. That doesn't involve hurting Gannon. That doesn't involve a crime of passion and hate. That doesn't suggest, none of this suggests she had passion and hate for Gannon Stauch. It just suggests she wanted to get away from Al Stauch with a new man. She wanted to know how to do it. She didn't like Landon Hoyt. For whatever reason, she didn't like Landon. She felt Landon Hoyt was cheap, was being cheap with her kids. And so on, the day of the crime, the day before the crime, the fire burned either in the sofa or the carpet, but it had to be the carpet because she searched carpet. Something happened with the suede sofa, repair suede sofa, on the 27th that morning before Gannon went missing. Police steps for a runaway. What is the process for a runaway child? That was on the 28th at 4 in the morning. But it doesn't suggest again she was so unhappy, I'm going to hurt my stepson. It suggests she was so unhappy, I'm going to find a new husband. So that's what it suggests. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing from this. Number 9, sent my husband a sexual message, but he ignored me. or he ignored them. She feels unappreciated, unwanted. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here with. I'm gonna get up out of here with this. I will look over this more to see if I can find anything interesting. But you can also look at the affidavit at Crime Online and various other news sites. Just type in Letecia Stauch affidavit. All right. This has been Awkward Occurrence, Awkward Entertainment, and I will see you in the next video.